R&B
He
started to
said,
die in late '90s when more
my
rappers
man,
started being on the remixes to the R&B songs, and the hip hop remixes started becoming bigger than the original R&B songs on the radio and stuff, which made more people lean into that sound.
I get you even better. My man said it's when R&B singers stop stepping forward and opening their arms up.
Nigga, what the hell do that
They
mean?
stop.
Stop stepping forward, looking like they want to
Oh,
hug.
this shit.
Oh hell no, that's so stupid, yo.
He said when niggas stop doing that, R&B start dying.
That's some dumb shit,
when
damn
niggas
boy.
stop
That's some dumb shit, damn
when
boy.
niggas stop doing music videos in the desert and shit, crying over bitches.
Oh
With their
shit.
shirt over with a random wind from nowhere. It's always just
Yeah,
windy
with
as
a
Yeah,
black
hell.
that's why
shirt.
I start
Always
thinking
looking like
about
it's a
different
helicopter
groups
right
and
above
dates and shit. And the different year he pulled that shit out there and laughed.
them. Right. That move right there and that damn Drew Hill bounce was like the move
Yep.
from the night, boy.
When
Goddamn
Jodeci
right, boy.
when Jodeci start coming out
Oh
looking like
no,
rock
I'm gonna
rap.
tell you though, people stopped doing that little flash move when it stopped being a lot of R&B like doo wop type groups. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you the move that don't nobody do
The
no more.
flying
That's
dog.
do R&B. But it really was the R&B staple. So I don't know when they stopped doing it, but I know this is also one of the things that they left when they stopped doing the rain finger.
Uh,
Singing in the rain and shit.
No, this whatever this is, they always like bringing it down with the rain and grabbing the fist and
Oh,
looking
that's
at the.
it.
Uh, I
Grab the
lost
raindrop and look at it. Grab the
make
raindrop and look at it.
clear it out. Make it rain. Clear it out. Now now get now
the damn R&B grip. The R&B grip.
Orange grip. Orange grip.
Yeah.
when they
All
do the
right,
shit they
man.
point and then they like drop the mic or some shit, they like and they try to make a point and they grip their hand and stuff, they
Oh
pause.
yeah, the Kevin Hart hands.
Yeah,
The shit he be
that shit.
and biting their bottom lip, looking stupid.
They either in the rain or in the desert.
Always.
Or
Gotta
in the
be.
desert rain.
Boy, that sounded crazy as hell.
Welcome to the Podnas with Face, Pat, and Tiz.
Crying ass R&B niggas. Now all the rappers crying. Serenading niggas with their traumas and shit. All the rappers are crying niggas now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Partners, the show with three friends
Man.
separated by distance, connected by brotherhood, having weekly conversations that you can join in on. As always, I'm your boy Tiz, and I'm along with.
The other third of the partners, I'm high and I'm eating pizza and shit. I don't got nothing creative to say other than I'm high and eating pizza and shit. But hey, he's showing his face this time. His face. He's the other third. Yeah, I'm with that guy. Yeah, right down there. Yeah, and I'm along with.
Yeah, man. It's space, man. It's space in the place. No damn race. It's not track season. No mace. No need. Hey, what's going on with y'all? Space in the place.
It is what it is.
We chilling in this thing, man. How
Cause you
y'all
said
week
no
going?
mate.
How y'all week going? How everybody living? How's the family? How the life going?
Man, life is copacetic and good. Can't really complain. Every day's a blessing above ground. Um, all that good stuff. Stress is stress. Life is life. Life be life. And but if you move in stride, everything can come in play. So hey, that's me.
Got it. Padawan, how you doing this week, man? How everybody doing? How you doing? How's life going?
I'm good, man. I can't even really, talk shit or complain. This is like, a good week. You know, going forward at my job, moving up a little bit, giving me a little bit more hours, whatnot. Having a decent amount of time off. I forgot to tell y'all that Thursday to Saturday, that is me time. Me. I usually spend Thursday in a coma. trying to recoup for the week because that's 4 days straight and everything. But yeah. But yeah, it was also my roommate Lily's birthday, so I've been like out, and I've been pretty good trying to make sure. She also lost her mom's this week, so trying to keep her in good spirits, and at the same time she keeps
condolences, man. Condolences.
Mm-hmm. But like that was like a few years back, but yeah, it's always kind of hard this week, pretty much. So try to keep
emotional roller coaster type shit.
Yeah. But in the midst of all that, in the midst of all that, what comes with that is you be out sometimes, and you see a fat ass or two. So I'm entertained, man.
Okay. So you get your perks out of the week.
Yeah, it's you. Both of us smacking asses. It was awesome.
A fat ass is always a good pick me up.
You never know. I felt closer to my friend.
Or put me down. Either way.
Yeah.
Or pick it up and put it down.
I had a good week this week. My week was good because our old friend back in the news again. And y'all know how much I enjoy anything involving this guy. So your boy Umar, he's back in the news again. Not for having a school open. School is still not open for kids. There's no teachers. There's no staff. There's no accreditation, nothing like that. So, but on the good note, he is back in the news, which gives us something to chuckle at for the week, which is always a good time. All right. So Umar's in the news this week because he was criticizing let me make sure I get it right. I believe it was Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, DL Hughley, and he threw Roland Martin in there as just like an extra wild card, like a extra, joker or something. Just, hey, throw this one in there too. Basically was calling them out saying they was getting paid by Kamala Harris's campaign to shield for her and to like promote her. So I think a few of them said something back in their own way, but DL Hughley was actually like direct at Umar when he responded and was like, yo, first of all, no, I don't get paid, but let's debate. Or something like, no, Umar was calling them out for a debate. DL Hughley was like, sure, let's do that. And let's do it at your school in the auditorium.
In the gym.
Right. In the auditorium. Right. And then Umar responded back and was like, well, cool. Since the auditorium has been renovated for a couple of years now, we can do it there and we'll live stream it and have people like have to pay money or whatever to basically like pay per view to raise money for the school. So we're waiting to see if DL Hughley is gonna actually like respond and say yes, I'm definitely gonna be there. And they set a date, but Umar asked him for 3 dates, so he called them out. Now, what I wanted to ask y'all is the topic of the debate is the Democratic Party the party for Africans? Right?
You said is the Democratic Party what now?
The party for Africans. I wanted to know, like, based on that topic, who do you think wins this debate and why? If they have,
is it the party for African Americans or the party for Africans?
The way I heard it quoted on the source that I saw it from, they said, Umar said, let's debate on the topic, is the Democratic Party the party for Africans?
All right.
I feel like he worded it like that so he could have different ways to wiggle and attack the point. But yeah, but that's what what I understand. I don't know if he meant African Americans or not, but that's
I'm seeing it in 2 different ways. You spoke on one of them, the talking point of just African. Umar is known to be Mr. Pan-African, Pan-African man, whatever else he calls himself.
International Ifatunde.
So if it's that, and he's going for that, and he's going on the basis of cultural bases, on the historic facts, shit like that, he may have an edge up on it just based on the topic and how he phrased it. Now, if one of the comedians, DL Hughley, does come into the debate and he's thinking African American, he's going to be taken off guard by the rhetoric that um, the motherfucker throws at him. Yeah, but if he does go in thinking that the pure rhetoric is going to be based on um, African, and he looks at not African American, but he looks at a cultural basis where we come from and shit like that, and goes on the history, he may have maybe more of an even keel because DL is a good speaker. I don't know about his educational background. He always says he only got a GED, but I'm sure he's educated himself past that once he got money. Um, but those aren't his normal speaking points. But if you get him in the intellectual field or an intellectual platform, he can hold his own weight. In the past, we've seen the motherfucker debate people who are not on his same intellectual level, or he'll get into debate and try to spin it to where he has a debate or has a edge up in the debate, a leg up in the debate. I point to the debate he had with the guy that used to be on Matt Papa's podcast, the real preachy guy. I forget his name.
Bigger, bigger.
Yeah,
Oh
that guy.
Lord, jeez, bigger.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was entertaining. It was entertaining, very entertaining. Both of them kept trying to skew the debate to another topic that wasn't the main topic, but you could
right.
see how the motherfucker squirms his way around different debates with different people to try to make himself look and sound more intelligent than he is, or that his point is more further than it is. Um, if this does come to fruition, this debate, I'll be interested in just listening to it. I wouldn't pay to watch it. I catch it on YouTube because I'm sure somebody else is going to put it on YouTube if it does actually come to fruition. Just to see what the talking points is and how it actually turns out. Could they actually have an intellectual debate with no one yelling and screaming? Because at times Umar does invoke that from people, and at times people can't invoke that from him. Um, with the Roland Martin shit, when he brought up him, I think that's just trying to get some type of revenge from the debate that they had a couple years ago. And in my opinion, Roland Martin just kicked his ass, basically. Um, but that's neither here nor there. On this topic about the Democratic Party, me myself, I don't feel that they're the quote unquote party for African American or Black American or whatever you want to call it advancement to the point where we can be self sufficient. I feel they're the type of party who gives constant band aids to continue to keep you in need of them. They're not looking for the independence of a certain part of a certain race or a certain group of people. They're looking for the continual dependence on them so they can keep them empowered. That's the way I see it. Where the other side just don't give a fuck and they rather you get it on your own, but they're willing to put programs in place to help you get it on your own and sustain on your own so you don't have to need them. That's just my personal viewpoint. But as far as the debate, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it does happen. If it does happen in the school, I hope the HVAC is finally fixed so they can have some air in the gymnasium, and I hope the motherfucking steward don't back up while they in there. Uh,
For sure. Pat, do you got a thought on it before we have somebody on backstage that wanted to come up and chop it up on this topic as well before I bring her up? Do you all got something to say?
To tell you the truth, no, because all I gotta really say is I don't feel like Dr. Umar is important enough to even have for people to care, if he wants to debate or not. Like, it's certain things that need to happen that he hasn't done yet. for people to start. For I feel like people should even care. And
I agree. And I'll elaborate more after, I guess. Coming to the stage, we got Kim. Kim, you there?
Hi, can you hear me? Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. How
yes,
you
you
doing?
can.
Yes. How you doing?
Hi.
Hola.
How y'all doing? I've been watching y'all. Hola.
Very well.
¿Cómo está? Oh, not bad, not bad. I was excuse me. Now, let me understand. Are you all telling me, because this is the first time I've heard this, so I want to be sure I have the correct understanding.
Copy that.
You all are telling me that DL Hughley has agreed to debate Umar Johnson?
According to their correspondence online, yes. There hasn't
Now,
been an official like date set yet, but he did, according to his correspondence with Umar, say that he would do it in the auditorium at FDMD.
now, where did you find this information?
It's all over online. But I found it on YouTube. There was a site that like put the correspondences together and was like talking
Okay,
about it. It's also on Comedy Hype
because
News.
okay,
But it's like and it's on Umar's actual page. Like he's the post where he's responding to DL are on his page. Like
I
his
wonder if
IG.
that's
So
even true because I don't know why someone with the profile of DL Hughley would even waste their time with a clown like Umar Johnson.
I agree. I think if I have to guess, my thing is I think it's because he called DL, Steve, and Ricky out specifically. I do know that they all, have their comedy background together, and they also are all Q. So he may have taken
Mhm.
that more personally, as opposed to if Umar was just spewing off randomly. So it may have been like he
I
felt
wish
like
yeah,
personally attacked. So he
I wish
felt
they
he had to
would
defend his
have
name or something.
ignored Umar. I was really surprised when I saw that Steve Harvey and DL Hughley, and I think even Ricky Smiley even responded to Umar Johnson. I wish they would have just ignored him because, I mean, really, who is Umar Johnson?
I agree, and that's
Who is
kind of
he?
my sentiment. I don't know that he's big enough outside of his niche that he should be permeating culture the way he is, but he has, and
Mhm.
I think because he's so polarizing, like he's found a way to like stay in the algorithm because he comments on everything and he finds a way to be contrarian to anything. So it's like there's always that contention there. Whenever you got somebody that's always in the mix with an argument, they're gonna stay somewhat relevant. Like it's why people like Hassan
Hmm.
Campbell and stuff like that stay popping,
Hmm.
regardless of what they say. Just because it's so antagonistic, it's always gonna be thousands of people that are like, man, what the fuck is he talking about? So they're gonna want to
Now,
argue with it, and then you're gonna have people
mm,
that look that do ride for him that's gonna argue back. So it's like the beef culture all the time, and that's popular in
mm.
our culture. We like the mess. We like the drama
Yeah, I
and
don't like it.
the
I
back
don't
and
like
forth.
it for
So
them.
unfortunately,
Yeah, I hear
you
you.
get
I hear what you're
and
saying.
stuff like this is also the thing. Like when you get celebrities that keep listening to Umar or bringing him on or giving him credibility, like you got him on Joe Budden, you got him on the Breakfast Club. So there's platforms
Yeah.
that give him credibility. So then he gets more people to know him, and more celebrities are then aware of who he is. And then they are now he's in their algorithm. Now they're gonna hear when he says something about them. So it's like
Uh-huh.
he's done a very great job at like PR and like making himself content. He's almost at this point where his rhetoric feeds itself. So he's gonna always stay in the mix and stay popping on some level just because
Hmm.
it's like people who just
It's un-
finding him,
it's
they still
unfortunate.
argue with him about stuff he did 14 years ago.
It's unfortunate. It is
So
because, in my
he's smart.
opinion, like I never really am not really clear on if he's even a doctor.
Well, he
You
is
know
a
what I
doctor.
mean?
He's a
I'm
what
not
is it?
even sure about that. I know he says he is, but
But
I've done some of my own research and I just haven't gotten, you know, clear that he's even a doctor. I know he doesn't have 6 degrees because that's just ridiculous. Um, he calls certifications degrees, and it's just a mess. But be that as it may, the other thing is I was in um, KKC's live chat yesterday, and I don't know if you're familiar with KKC.
of course.
Okay.
Kong.
Uh,
King Kong.
there's a guy that lives in Wilmington, Delaware. He calls himself Dr. J. Kelly. And during this live with KKC, Dr. J. Kelly was walking around the buildings there in Wilmington, and of course, it just looks awful. I mean, like mold going up the side of the building. It's fenced off. The whole thing.
This is
It
current.
just really looks bad.
This happened
So,
recently.
yeah, this was like maybe 2 days ago. maybe
Oh,
2 or 3 days ago. It looks horrible. So to invite someone like DL Hughley there, and now they've got a fence. They've got some parts of it like fenced. So I don't even know if he can get in. It's just really weird. It's just really odd. And I know it looks terrible. Like it literally has black mold growing up the side of one of the buildings. It looks really bad. So, but I wonder if there's a positive in this, because if Umar Johnson has drawn the attention
mhm.
of someone like a Steve Harvey, a DL Hughley, these are high profile people. I wonder if they have a high enough profile to get somebody to look at Umar and what he's doing in terms of the school, in terms of the scam.
I think that is something that I think that's the. I hope that happens, but I think the problem is I don't know if DL Hughley was serious or joking.
Okay.
Could have been being facetious. Like it reads as a straight yes, I'm gonna do it, but then the fact that he throws in the shot about the gym or the auditorium, it seems like,
Uh-huh.
well, are you going to do it or not? But I'm hoping that he responds back and like sets up a time, because Umar called his bluff and was like, "Give me 3 dates and times. Let's make it work." So if he doesn't do it,
Well, if he calls himself going to do it in the gym at that school, it's going to be DL Hughley will see for himself what a hot mess that place is.
I would love that. You get a real camera crew in there.
Yeah.
That'll be some crazy
Yeah.
work.
I think that would be great, because I know there have been people out there for years who have been trying to get somebody to seriously take a look at Umar Johnson and what he's doing.
Right. But you know
And
what?
and without much luck.
If they go out there, you know what Umar gonna do? He just gonna have a paint party and a window fixing party and a let's party, and go have
We'll
his
see.
out there looking crazy, doing all his work for him, cleaning stuff, mixing bleach and pine sol and all that crazy stuff.
Oh Lord. Not the
So,
bleach and fabuloso. Yeah.
yeah, about to kill everybody. So you know he
About
just
to kill everybody with no ventilation.
okay,
And
you know,
and if the buildings look like that on the outside, I can only imagine what they look like on the inside. My goodness.
I know it smells. I know it do. Because he
Yeah,
be
it's bad. It
pretty
has.
sure, I'm pretty sure that's his house. I'm pretty sure he lived there
I have heard people say that,
to do
and it
them little.
wouldn't surprise me,
Right.
because I mean, he's done so many scams and schemes. There's no telling what all is really going on.
Maybe I think he Professor X or something. He living in the
I'm
school.
gonna tell you, every time they go into the bathrooms, if you look in the bathrooms, every time they go in the bathrooms, it's always at least one toilet that look like it's been used recently. And it's like, why is the bathrooms being just used if it's a school that's don't got no students?
Yeah,
Like who's in there
yeah.
all the pissing this
Who's
shit?
using the bathroom? Yeah,
Gotta be King Kong. Gotta be him.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm stumbling
yeah.
in his benders and drop his big ass over the toilet. That's why the toilets be broke and shit. Like I
Oh
see it.
golly. And then he got no plumbing and no running water, so he can't even flush the toilet.
I ain't flushing. Then gonna try to, well, just don't look at that part. Hey, come on over here. Let me show you these football helmets. I mean these lacrosse helmets. What kind of helmets are these? I don't even know.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
So I'm hoping, if this is real, which I kind of doubt it is, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's real, but like I said, we'll see. If it is real, I hope that this will be what it finally takes to bring some real attention to all this nonsense that Umar Johnson is doing. Especially in terms of the school, because I mean, this has just been going on for far too long, way too long, in my opinion.
Amen.
I mean, it's like enough is enough of this school nonsense. It's ridiculous. It's been going on too long, and it's really past time for there to be put an end. It's time for this to be stopped. Time to put an end to it.
If y'all ever notice, when he's out and actually talking to other people or other people in the media world that might be a little bit more known than him, he don't ever bring up the school.
Of course not.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't bring it up either.
He don't ever bring it up.
Well, he does bring it up on
progress.
Breakfast Club, but that's because Charlemagne and them give him like softball questions to help him
Uh-huh.
Well,
posture and
and
that.
you see what
PR
he
his way out
does
of it.
when people ask him real questions. You see how he behaves.
Man.
You know, and I'm thinking about the Lord Jamar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all saw that,
Of
where
course.
he just acted a plumb fool.
How that?
I
Yeah.
mean, I mean,
Yep.
You
But
ask him some real questions, he'll go around the bend.
But I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna probably end this topic on this, but I'm gonna tell y'all,
Yeah.
this may not be good for DL if it does go down, because
How so?
the wording of the topic puts Umar in a very unique place to have a very strong
Well,
advantage.
DL can win that debate because the answer to the question is the Democratic Party isn't an African party, it's an American party. Boom. Debate done.
Right, but
Mic drop.
because of the way he's worded, Umar has at least 4 different ways he can take it and say, well, I'm not arguing that. This is what I mean. He can go I'm talking about the diaspora and how
We're not talking about the diaspora. The Democratic Party isn't a party of the diaspora. It's an
listen,
American political party.
African, I can be talking about the African race as a whole, the entirety of the black people on earth. I can be talking about
Uh-huh.
the continent of Africa. I can be talking about Africans that are in America or the descendants of slaves. I could be
Uh-huh.
talking about Africa as a umbrella term to just mean black people, period. So I can now loop in
Yeah.
Indians and Aborigines, just depending on how he wants to flip it.
Yeah.
Way out a back door a lot of ways.
I don't think DL should do it because it's like
DL is
he
in any of these.
is too high profile. To me, DL should have the attitude that Umar Johnson isn't even good enough to wipe the bottom of his shoe.
Yeah. I think the only problem he has as far as from a image standpoint is that he already jumped out the window, was like, okay, I do it and you jump. But now you look crazy if you don't respond because this man called your bluff. So now it boosts Umar's stock if you decide, well, I'm not going to do it, because now it looked like you scared to debate him, and it gives more credibility to Umar as if like, oh, he was going to win the debate. He knows more. He's right about his point. So it's a tough
Yeah.
situation that DL kind of threw himself in. But
Yeah.
I
wish he wouldn't have done it, but here we are.
If they do it, I'm telling y'all, I'm going to get the pay-per-view, and I don't know that I'll be able to like stream the video live, but I will have that shit playing in the background, and we're gonna do a live viewing party. And anybody else that got it, y'all pull up and we're gonna watch that shit and laugh together. Because we're gonna get some jokes off within that debate. What up,
Well,
man?
the other thing is the one last thing I wanted to say is that all of this kicked off because he said something about Kamala Harris. And
Correct.
he called Kamala, I saw a video where he called Kamala Harris a quadroon. And I was like, what the slave plantation is going on around here?
Yeah, that's a term.
I only have heard quadroon in historic books and things like that. I've never heard anybody in this modern time use a term like quadroon.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
A quadroon is a person who is 1/4 black.
Yep. The quad.
And that's going down. That's not even like one of the parents. That's like half of
like
one of the grandparents or something like that.
Like one of the like you have a black grandmother and everybody else in your family is white, or you have a black.
You like teaspoon of black. You like.
But if he's a Pan-African, why does that matter?
Yeah.
Not like black, but more like
anybody that
Lenny Kravitz black.
Not even really mulatto, so to speak.
Yeah,
what's up,
a mulatto
I just had
is
a little
half black.
that I wanted to throw in there real quick. Without drawing this out too much. I think everybody has good points and whatnot, but from what I've seen, Yeah, you're right on that, Kimberly, man. We've got to stop giving Umar these platforms because he's just simply not worth it. He's a shit talker and a shit stirrer, and that's how he prolongs, his presence in a lot of
Yeah,
these
he's a
spaces.
charlatan, basically. He's a charlatan.
Basically, that's it. Places like Breakfast Club and whoever else, like he doesn't add anything to the conversation. He is articulate and he used to make some good
He
points.
has no solutions. All his
Nope,
lectures are the same. It's the same
nothing
thing,
new.
same thing, same thing. There's no
Right.
solutions in it. I've never heard him say anything positive about black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every
There's
time I
that
hear
with
him
him
talking
too.
about black people, they're lazy, they're not raising their kids right, they're spending their money on weave and
Right.
Air Jordans and all the rest of that stuff he talks. It's like I've never heard him say anything positive about black people.
Right. There's a very personal hatred with himself and with the community that comes from him as well. And a big entitlement. We need he just does not deserve to have our ears like that and to be on the platform because he didn't prove anything. He didn't prove himself. He didn't do anything he said he would do. His
Right.
attitude is terrible. And he's not acted professionally in
He has
all of these
not.
platforms as well. You mentioned the day of he was on Lord Jamar's podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody really seems to remember the very next day he damn near lost his mind when he was at FDMG. I wish Lennon would play that when he keeps playing his the videos back. But if you remember the next day, he damn near lost his mind going through the events of what happened the previous day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just was like, I don't understand it, this, that, the other. Has no self-awareness. From that, I think he doesn't even think he looked as bad as we viewed him that day.
100%.
Every time he acts out and all of that, I don't think he even goes back to review. I think he still thinks he looks good in his worst situations.
You know what the problem is, though, last call? The reason he will never see it for what it is because he has an echo chamber of followers that are they want so much to have somebody to believe in.
Yeah.
They want so much to have somebody that is for us, that is going to help get us to where we need to be, that they are willing to disregard or straight up like act like it doesn't exist when you bring up all of the flaws.
Right.
They don't care enough. They're like, nope, he's great, and they tell him as such. Yeah. It's the reason why he even is able to go anywhere and get anybody to show up to elect. It's because these people are like stands, like they are really like they love this dude, and I can't, hey, I don't understand it, but they do, and as long as he got those people in his inner circle like feeding him, yes, you're great, you're King Kong consciousness. Go, Ifatunde, use your sword of Ogun, and you're gonna be the.
And that's
usually be throwing all little mumbo jumbo words around, you know what I mean? But he got them feeding them that shit. They show up to go paint his school for him. They show up.
Yeah, they donate to go paint. They have to donate to go work for free.
Yeah,
like slavery 2.0.
Money to do this shit.
That type of demographic.
It's an ego. It's like a megalomaniac. Like he has a constant stream of food and fuel to his ego. So it's nothing to stop him from thinking that. There's no like crash where everybody turns and is like, no. He's always has enough people to fight back against the people who are like, but don't y'all see?
Right.
I wish that there was a way that I could speak to Mr. DL Hughley. Like, sir, could you just give me 15 minutes of your time and just let me explain to you what kind of person you're dealing with here?
I think he knows, Kimberly. I think he knows.
You think he knows?
But remember this. Remember what DL is doing right now, though, right? He's on sort of this guilt trip campaign for Kamala because of what he said in the past about her. He made it very clear and very specific why he was part of this campaign for her, because he wanted to right his wrongs And he even says, I quote, well, hopefully I quote, not paraphrase, but he says, I should
Mhm.
be apologizing as loudly as I criticized her in the past. So that's why he's making his rounds doing this. So he's on a mission, taking on any of the fights, any of the stray bullets, this, that, the other, anybody who
That's that.
is mouthing off, so on and so forth. That is his mission right now, also.
Well, my question is, why would he take on Umar? Do you think the Harris campaign even knows or cares who Umar Johnson is?
They shouldn't.
No, but
They
I think
shouldn't.
algorithm, like you got to also remember DL Hughley is now crossed over from the comedy lane to also the media lane because of his radio show and the fact that he does Vlad and other podcasts.
Yeah.
So because of that, you have a situation where in his algorithm, in the past, Umar's comments about him being paid as a shield for Kamala Harris may have never crossed his desk. But now, because of his role in his current life, he sees it as also his name attached. So he's more direct as opposed to Umar just saying comedians are now shields. He said, Hughley specifically. So I think those things lead to DL actually seeing it. And now, because it's a personal shot, DL has been on for the past couple of years. You say his name in public, he gonna respond.
Yeah.
So he's kind of in that lane right now where you say something, I'm gonna serve it right back to you. So I think you mix all that together, you get a situation where uniquely in this time frame, he gets, you know what I'm saying, that across his desk, and it's like, no, I got time today. Let me let him know that that's what it is. And he also wants to, again, like last call said, I hadn't even thought about that. If he wants to seem authentic about his apology to Kamala, he has to kind of defend himself and be like, no, she can't be. I'm doing this out the goodness of my heart. So I think that's what leads, as a man, your ego to be like, man, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
And then you throw the shot in, but you don't think Umar's gonna call your bluff, and then he does. So now it's on you. So he put himself in a fucked up position, basically, because it's like you have to debate him. Now, if you lose this debate, you boost Umar's stock crazy because now he's even more credible to the people who already like him, the people who didn't know him that follow DL that come to this. Now they rock with Umar. So it's a very Umar. I would say this. If he's nothing else, he's very smart on how to continue to get more notoriety on his brand. He be playing people like a fiddle, and it's working. And I don't know.
I'll give him that.
It's like if you don't see it,
he is like a master manipulator.
He puppeteering some folk out here.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think definitely very good business for Umar to bring those names around him and whatnot. But I also think that was a big jab on DL's part to say, because he exactly targeted the gym, knowing that the gym ain't shit, nothing's going on.
The school
in there.
Yeah.
So I think he set that shot out saying like he knows what's going on, and if you want to, fix this up sort of deal. Now the problem is if Umar puts all his resources together and he actually has a presentable gym to be able to have this deal, but I kind of don't think that's going to be acceptable or presentable for him to be able to do that.
He has to, because the school will open in 2025. He already said it. Didn't y'all hear him?
Yeah.
In 2025. It's coming. August 2025.
He said that last year, the year before that, before that, the year before that.
It's coming. Is he for real this time? It's actually
he said dates before. Yeah.
He promised. He promised.
He promised this time.
Okay.
This time he means.
I'll believe it when I see it.
And I say the FDMG is open.
Oh,
it has been. It's been open.
Whatever.
It's been open for rats, birds.
I'm not holding my breath.
Cats, all sorts of wildlife in there.
Hey man, that's for the he has to do their wildlife classes. Remember, he said he gonna have midwifery.
This
fishing.
Time he really means it. Okay, well, like I said, I wouldn't hold
everything.
my breath for that.
He gonna build a landing strip right behind the school. Remember?
Yeah, for paper airplanes.
Well, there's some.
He gonna have a garden for him. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this shit is about to be amazing.
Oh my!
I'm surprised and very
You
sad for parts of the Black community that keeps us going. You know, like just the fact that this man is able to scam this long and keep people going. It really makes me sad for that demographic that holds him afloat, because that energy could be used somewhere else in the Black community. I think Tiz, we were talking like last week or something, right?
Imagine if it's school series.
Right. We were talking last week, you know, about the sector, the so-called sector that I'm very distant from, man. And I did peek in a couple chats during the week, man, and it is just a mess full of stuff. But one of the things about some of the individuals in there are some very resourceful and talented individuals in there that are able to do some great things. And if they could keep somebody as unproductive and as toxic as Umar afloat, you know, if they really had the right leader and whatnot, we could really galvanize people and really get things going. You know, if we had all the connectors in place, right?
Hey, excuse me for a second. Hey, Face, segue to your topic when y'all finish chopping this one up and paying back.
I think I said everything I wanted to say with that one.
I will get a scholarship from Xavier.
Yeah, I think we said everything that needs to be said about Umar Johnson. I mean,
I will get a scholarship from goddamn. Let me stop.
What now?
I said I will get a scholarship from Xavier's School for Gifted Children before that dang school comes up. Walking around with a yellow and blue suit, shooting lasers out my eyes.
Okay. It'd be one of the mutants, one of the X-Men around there.
Accidentally stabbing people. Yeah.
Yeah. His rhetoric hasn't changed in 20 years. He's not up with the time. Does he even know that there's such a thing as artificial intelligence now?
Whew.
And he's still talking about, did he recommend that some kids, they need to go get a typewriter?
Yeah, he said that recently.
It's like, dude, no. Yeah.
Who getting a typewriter in 2024?
Oh, my God.
They don't make them no more.
Oh, my Lord.
It's
go to the thrift shop or so.
I don't even think you can find a typewriter unless you go to a thrift store or something.
You gotta go to Nana House.
Maybe it's an app.
He's not up on technology.
Yeah, typewriter app.
Crazy work.
Golly. Yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy. Well, the only thing I can hope, and then I'm gonna drop down after this, is that if this thing does happen, I hope it does bring the right attention and the right eyes to this situation, so maybe we can finally put an end to this nonsense. That's all I can think. Amen. And with that, John, I'm going to step down and say good night.
Appreciate you coming up tonight, Kim. Thank you for your thoughts, your perspective, your point of view. It was much appreciated. Thanks for adding to the conversation. You're always welcome back. Welcome to the Pod Squad.
Good to see you again, Kimberly.
All right, man. Yeah, I think we can all just agree that, do more crazy shit. But I tell you this, if they debate, there's gonna be some good content. It's gonna be a good conversation. It's gonna be a good time. And I'm definitely doing a watch party if they do this thing. So we can all sit and just enjoy the show together. No matter who wins the debate, we as content consumers are going to have a good time. I tell you that. But yeah, on a more serious note, Face brought a topic this week. Face, you there? Is he feeding the dogs?
It might be.
Okay. Well, his topic was the biggest lesson learned from relationships and or from love. What are the biggest lessons you've learned from past relationships or current and or being in love? Padawan.
Um, damn, what are my biggest lessons from being in love? That shit is expensive, and sometimes I'm easily annoyed.
Okay. You easily know, know that.
That's it.
And
I have not learned shit from love, but that shit is expensive.
you know what I learned? Compatibility does not make longevity.
That's true.
I have found in my life the relationships where I'm the most compatible with the person have probably been the shortest relationship. And the
Say that one more time. Compatibility is not what?
compatibility does not always equal longevity. So a lot of times they tell you find somebody you're compatible with.
Okay.
You can be compatible with somebody and not have a passion or fire burning for them or have that spark, and it don't work because they end up being more like your homie. Because I'm compatible with my homie. So I found that that's not an indicator of longevity to me. It's more your ability as a group to compromise and understand. If you find somebody that can do that with you, that's kind of where you're gonna hit your sweet spot. Because the rest of the shit gonna go up and go down. Like being in love is something that can change. Loving somebody don't, but being in love, you might be in love with them this year and then next year you're not. But that don't mean that y'all not right for each other. It just means that that's the season y'all in. Me and my friends sometimes be getting on each other's nerves, but we've been friends for over 20 some years. So it's like you can't judge how long you're gonna be with somebody or how successful your relationship is by how compatible you are like that. You gotta really judge by like, can y'all get through argument with compromise? Can y'all find common ground despite being different? And if you could do that, that's half the battle. And then the other lesson that I took away, or the biggest lesson that I learned is, if you can't be honest with them, they're not good for you.
That's
Like
true.
you gotta be able to tell somebody the dirty draw shit about yourself, the ugly shit that you don't want the public to see. And if you could be honest with somebody about that, y'all gonna be all right, because that means the little shit y'all can be honest about, which means there's no betrayal, there's no backstabbing, there's no I feel like I was blindsided, which is a lot of really what the core of arguments and relationships be. It don't necessarily be the money or the cheating or the lack of a job or the I don't or whatever, you know what I mean. It's usually I feel blindsided by this. I feel betrayed by this. I feel like I was told one thing and something else was the truth. I feel like you didn't give me honesty or the ability to have a choice in the matter. So if you can be honest with your partner, a lot of times you won't be straight. Just because even if it is an issue, y'all can attack the issue because you actually know what it is, as opposed to I'm all right and you pissed the fuck off, but you don't feel like talking about it. Or as opposed to let me tell you what you want to hear, but really I feel like this. So I'm acting like how I feel, but I'm telling you something different. So now you feel gaslit and you feel like, well, why you ain't just say it? If you just say it and you just put everything out on the table every day, it allows you to actually attack the problem as a couple, as opposed to like I'm attacking you. Because I don't got that resentment now of like I done built up like, oh damn, I really want to say this, but I don't never get to say it. And you just start bubbling. You know what I mean? If you get that shit out, now you can just, all right, we good. How do we attack this? This is what I'm feeling. This is what I did. This is what the situation is, whatever the case. You know what I mean? So, oh, that's a good one. President 48 United States says start the vetting process way before the relationship that equals marriage, which is truly legacy and wealth and building together as one unit, not individuals. Got that. I like that. Indeed, start the vetting process early. Like a lot of times, that's another one, yo. That's a great lesson. Don't be blind in the dating process or in the meeting process when y'all just talking or when you just get the number. Like, pay attention to how she dressed. Pay attention to how she talking to her friends in that moment. Pay attention to how she walking around. Observe her for a second and just see how she's moving before she knows that you're watching.
And women vice versa.
Yeah, same thing. But I'm gonna talk from my point of view. You know what I mean? So, like when you had that first conversation, ask open-ended questions that allow her to like really tell you more about herself, so then you really get an idea off the bat of like what's her personality type. How does she is she talking about arguing with people a lot in this story? Like what's going, like is she a volatile person, or is she calm, and does she know how to what I'm saying, have conversations, or is she gonna be fussing all the time? How she treat her mama? Does she have a relationship with her parents? Like, be paying attention to those things. Because what you don't want to do is then be all googly eyed and in love, and then you start paying attention, and now you mad, and now you done got your heart broke when you could have not even went on the first date if you had just paid attention. Like Pat, no, I got that 2 conversation rule. I give you 2 conversations, and within that, if it ain't there, we gone.
I feel like I can see like within the conversation, I can see the future right then and there. Like right then and there, I could tell. I'm sarcastic. You ain't gonna be able to take that.
Right. If it's hell, well, you talking about me? We don't get out of here with that.
You're a little emotional, and I be saying some shit sometimes that just, you ain't gonna be able to take that.
Yep. It's Face. Did that nigga die? Face, you there? You didn't.
That nigga like smoked and fell asleep. God damn it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, I ain't tripping. But yeah, man, I think what's y'all favorite lessons learned? Last call, you got any lessons learned from relationships and being in love in your life?
Whew. Tough one.
Oh, before I forget,
I do always go back and think of a lot of things. I look at what's described as the vetting process, and I think even a less formal part of that is just conversation, because that's just what I do. A lot of the women that I have dated were women that were around me for a little bit, maybe I work with them, so on and so forth, or if they've gotten to know me and it just kind of like happened throughout the way. So, I'm not really quiet about my opinions. I'm not really the extrovert like that, but when I do have my time to speak, I make it I make the time count for what I'm going to say and whatnot. And if you're around me, I'm part of some causes. I speak up for what I believe, so on and so forth. Now, when I see a lot of couples, I've learned growing up and being part of relationships and seeing other people's relationships that a lot of couples really don't know each other. They don't even do the vetting process before marriage at all. They find a lot of that stuff deep into the marriage, some of their conflicts and whatnot, just because I think it's the way that the social construct of that whole marriage thing is set up on such a very superficial level that nobody really gets to know, each other until these problems arise and whatnot. Right. So it always surprises me how little people know about each other, but not only that, how reluctant people are to really have serious conversations. Right. Some of my things used to be like, I couldn't be with certain people. Not that I don't want to try to portray myself as like the most brilliant person, this, that, the other, but I think I am somewhat of an intellectual, going to school and some of the degrees that I have and some of the professions that I've been in and whatnot. So there is some conversations that I take very seriously, and some of the people that I surround myself with, they don't let you get away with simple answers. When they're talking to you and you have a discussion and they ask you, well, why do you think that? Why do you feel that way? You find yourself several levels away from what you thought was an answer really give somebody an answer. I find not a lot of people are, again, we get back to the topic of being honest with yourself, honest about your thoughts and who you are. But anyway, let me get back to what the point is.
No, you good.
One of the things I go back and forth with is, I know you're not supposed to try to change somebody, but I think you're supposed to change any negative attributes that they portray out there into the world for their sake also.
I would say
So
on the change, can I just alter that word and then let you go?
say again.
When you say change, can I alter that word and then let you go?
Yeah. What?
It's not so much change, it's pushing them to growth.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you're not changing the essence of the person or what makes them them. You're changing behaviors and habits that are holding them back from doing the things that they say they want to do.
Yeah.
So go. I'm sorry.
So definitely been a part of that. And I'm the person in the relationship that's probably a little more observant. I'm not going to try to like whack-a-mole everything that I don't like, try to like bat that down sort of deal. It's kind of like the things that I see that, hey, that character trait isn't good out there. Let's talk about this sort of. And it ends up sometimes backfiring if I find the person not humble enough to receive that, even after being very careful of the consideration that I put that energy out into the relationship. But I find some of the things that I've learned, some of that energy that I put out for us both in a relationship often doesn't work for us both. It's very, women are a tough one. If you don't have a fully confident one that can have that discussion with you and whatnot, that could work as a team with you, it makes things very difficult. So, I mean, that's just one thing. If and I think one of my older homies told me a long time ago, just to paraphrase, he's like, they're all crazy. What you have to do as a man is decide how much crazy you could live with. it's kind of the deal. And I'm like,
That's
maybe.
G wisdom.
Amen.
That's some G wisdom right there. Like, that's sharp. Because from our point of view, they are gonna be a little crazy because they're the way they. I always bring it back to like just basic biology. The way they socialize growing up as a sex is very different than the way we do as men.
Yeah.
Their social hierarchy is chosen differently. Their the way they play is different. The way they find themselves within their group is very different. So like the way they process the world is very different than the way we see it. Their experience is different. We're hardened. They're told to be softened. So it's like it's very different perspectives. For President 48th United States has a very unique perspective. He said no legal, or she said, one of the two, no legal marriages for single mothers and single baby mamas at all, because you are truly rewarding bad behavior as a man. Plus, you are helping another man raise his own kids when it is his job, okay, not your job. I would say this. I can understand that perspective. I do think that men who do not raise their own children or who lose situations where they could have worked it out, but they was just too lazy or just too weak to sit there and do what they're supposed to do and make the relationship work. I do think there's something to be said about them. They should be taking responsibility and not having other people. But then I also say that the kid in the situation didn't ask to be here, and you can't help who you like sometimes. So even though people shouldn't be out here, necessarily preying on baby mamas or single women, people gonna meet women and like them and then, want to have a relationship with them. That's just the nature of men and women. So you can't even be mad at that part. I think the part is understanding what that dynamic is going to be going forward because of the fact that she does have a kid by somebody else, and deciding if you can handle the responsibility. If you feel like you can do it, more power to you. Me personally, I'm not built to be a stepdad. I take care of my own child, but I don't want to take care. That's my preference. It's not. I think it's right or wrong. It's just I know I'm not in that place as a person where that's what I want. So I see both sides of it, but I do think there is a lot to be said about people taking personal accountability and making sure you take it back. Hold on, identity with hell. What's up, my boy? Long time, man. He said, I was told by many not to lose myself in my marriage. This is the wrong approach. I learned not to seek individual success, but make every attempt to cultivate the union. It is a partnership. That's 100%. I ain't gonna get biblical, but I do personally, subscribe to, a certain religion and whatever. And I know that for me, it says in the Bible that you're supposed to cleave to your wife, and y'all supposed to like become one. Y'all supposed to join everything together, and y'all move as a unit. And I think that is one of the biggest detriments to relationships today is that people are moving as individuals. I don't want to lose my bag. I don't want to lose my status. I don't want you to embarrass me. I don't want to give up my status. I don't want to give up my whatever. I don't want to lower my fame or my clout or my whatever, as opposed to how do I bring you up to where I'm at so then we can both now take all together. And I mean, from a male and female point of view, I think despite my ups and downs in my relationship, I will say I think one of the things that has allowed us to be almost, we get close to 20 years that we've been together. And I think one of the biggest things is even when we've been apart or arguing or whatever, it's always been how do I still make sure that you're good? And when you leave with those things like, all right, I ain't gonna do this because I know this gonna fuck you up. I'm going to do this because I know that this gonna help both of us. And you're also going to benefit from this. And when you move from those standpoints, it makes it easier because it's never feeling like I'm doing everything. It's like we doing it. Like even if you ain't got no job, if you sitting there handling the logistics and making sure that, hey, are you coming up with other ways that that we can use this money that I'm making to build something new? Hey, that's us. Instead of me looking at this paycheck is what am I gonna do? Hey, how do we get clothes? How do we get food? How do we get shelter? How do we get the things we need? And when you look at things like that, you start to realize you're never attacking a problem by yourself. So you never build up that resentment wall that can happen where you like, oh, I feel like everything's on me, because it's always a we. And you always feel like even if I'm making the money, the work is being done by us. Or if she making the money, the work is being done by us. Or if we making the money, the work is being done by us. Or everybody feels like they're a part of it. They feel invested. They feel engaged in what's going on, and they have a stake. You know what I mean? So I definitely agree with that. Like that you got to be focused on the togetherness piece. That's 100% true identity. That's a good damn. That's a good lesson right there. For sure.
And you got to find somebody that wants to actually be in a relationship and not a situation they can talk to their friends about.
Yes.
This ain't no prop.
Uh-huh.
Together. This ain't for you to be. I got a man. I got a woman. No, nigga. This is
house.
Like this. We actually working on something. This is a interactive experience. We are both responsible for the outcome of this.
Everybody just playing house.
I call that I call that the Christmas card theory.
Yeah,
like it's a mess behind the scenes. Family is a mess. You're not on the same page. Definitely not moving like partners. But to be able to get together and have that perfect little Christmas card photo, by the end of the year is the thing that projects that you're making it as a unit, and that's not the case. I think it's even worse these days with egos, with social media and whatnot. They're doing exactly that with what Padawan's saying. It's like they're only really representing themselves. It's not really a unit, and there's just pure chaos, behind the picture and whatnot. I think definitely it should be a partnership. I think it's tough to get young people to think like that because they still haven't even stepped into their own psyche of how they do things. And then perhaps you pass that line and you're a little older, you might even be set in your ways to be able to have that partnership. I find a lot of women now, they protect themselves. Like, even if they think they're entering a relationship as partners, there's a part of them that holds like, what if this dude leaves me? I got to be set up. I can't take any losses, sort of deal. And that's what they would consider still part
Right.
of a relationship, and that can't be, you know. As for the other part, what President of 48th United States is saying about I'm not so sure. I mean, the other part of not rewarding something is punishing it, and I would hate to think that, say you hooked up with a Dr. Umar who promised you the world in your 20s, and then you get a kid by that, and you just didn't know, you got swindled. Shouldn't be held to that mistake in your 30s, and so on and so forth. Um, I would it's tough with a kid. My thing dealing with a woman with a child is the onus is on the woman to make sure that all the deeds are met. You're taking care of the child. I have no conflict with the father. And if I am to take on the role as a father figure, then you allow me to play that role as a father figure, whatever that means to the child and you as well.
Right. That part is incumbent upon the parent. Like if you're dealing with somebody who already has a child before you, the role of the parent of the child is to make sure those areas are taken care of for the person coming into the relationship.
Right.
Like, should make sure, hey, I'm gonna make sure I check this other person and keep them in line and give you your space to actually make your space in this relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and if they not, then that's when you know I'm not about to do this, and you get the
Yeah.
hell out of that.
Yeah.
But you can also see that if they've had relationships before you since they left that person, because you can then see, well, what was the history of this person with your baby father?
Mm-hmm.
What was that dude doing? Was they arguing all the time and fighting and shit? So that let me know what I'm about to be doing. All right, I got it. I see that you ain't one of them people that got this situation under control. You probably still fucking this nigga and all that, or telling him what he wants here to get whatever. Like, I know how them relationships work. Let me get up out of here. So like, it's incumbent upon the parent to do their job, and then it's incumbent upon the person coming into that relationship be responsible enough to not ignore those red flags and be like, hey, if you see that that's not your situation that you're gonna want to deal with, get the fuck up out of there. Don't even let it go no further. Because the main person that gets hurt in that situation is the kid. Because usually they keep a form of attachment to somebody if they get introduced and then that person's around a lot. Just how the nature of children are. They based off familiarity. They keep seeing you all the time, they gonna bond with you. So it's like now this kid is gonna lose something and you don't know what that effect on that child makes. Especially if they have a strained relationship with their father and now you become that, or they seeing you as like a guy that's around all the time and they get their male cues from you and then you gone. Like that's the shit you gotta put into perspective and think about before you even jump into that relationship like that. But I definitely think again, I really do think it's incumbent upon fathers if you're with a woman that you're willing to lay down with and do in a way that could result in a child. Man up and try to make that relationship work.
Yeah.
And when I say man up, that means the first sign of trouble, don't bitch up and be like, I'm out of here. Because she's like, nah, do the work, do the therapy, do all of the exhaust your resources to try to make it work. And then if you can't, exhaust your resources to make you work to where you can at least be cordial with that woman and you have a strong presence in that child's life. Because then there's no need for the new man to come in and do anything but just be with the woman. Because I got the kid. The male presence is already taken care of, but the kid gonna need a male presence. So yeah, just food for thought. Face, you got any lessons that you learned? You there now?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Biggest lesson I've learned is that love don't love nobody.
Love don't love
uh,
anymore.
yeah, you can have that deepest feeling in the world for somebody, but that feeling does not have to be returned. Um, it's not a reciprocal thing. Uh, it's 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 luck and love that you find someone in the world that loves you just as much or equally as you love them, on the same plane, on the same wavelength, and everything all even keel. Because in most levels, in most relationships, in most situationships, one person cares more for the other. Um, so finding something that's equal, that's the luckiest thing ever. Um, Another thing, uh, love brings patience. If you've ever been in love or have experienced loving somebody or thought you loved somebody, you realize that it makes you become some type of patient person at the end of the day. You
Right.
become more accepting when you experience love because the people that you have that love for, the things they do that were once annoying from other people, they don't come so annoying anymore. Um, they become kind of a niche thing to you. You see them do these quirky things that once annoyed you, or you can be like, "What the hell going on?" And now it's, oh, that's their little thing. But that's love.
Right.
But as soon as at a certain point, if love dissipates from you, that same quirky thing begins to get on your fucking nerve, and you don't know why. Damn, you've been doing this. You've been doing this the whole time. Damn, you chew like that. What the hell going on? Ew, I hate the way you breathe. The little subtle things.
You know what? I'm gonna say this too. To I would modify that to say it ain't even love. It's like that do that. Because I love you, right? And this is with every relationship, whether it's familial, friendship wise, or relationship wise, right? If I love you, I love you regardless. But how much I'm willing to tolerate the shit that annoys me about you is based on how much I like you in that moment. If we've had a lot of positive deposits, we've had a lot of positive experiences, and then you start doing that shit that I don't like, I'm gonna fuck with it. It's gonna be all right. But if you done got on my nerves all day and you done nagged me and you done fussed at me and you done cussed at me and you done said some shit I ain't like and then you done, drag my name, like if you done fucked with me all day, when you do that shit that annoy me now, that shit is like 100 times larger. It's like the biggest deal in the world. Like, why the fuck are you breathing? And that's all like you did. What's up, Josephine? But yeah, like it's all based on what you know what I'm saying, how much you like a person, I think. Cause like you gonna love somebody regardless, right? Like I love my friends, I love my mama, I love my aunts, I love my uncles, I love my wife, I love my kids. But even with my son, how much what he does that annoys me, bothers me that day is based on how great we've had interaction so far that day. If he's done nothing but do things that bother me before that thing, I'm probably gonna take that a little more serious than if he's had a great day. We've been interacting well. He's been polite to everybody. He's been handling his chores, all of that shit. In that case, I might be more willing to, rock with my boy. Hey man, you go ahead. I'm gonna give you a pass on this. You did. So I think it really does come down to the like aspect because you still gonna love them. But if I don't like you today, that shit you do that annoy me, man, that shit about to really annoy me.
Another thing I feel, love can take you from to your highest high or your lowest low, depending on how you interpret what love is actually is. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
those who have experienced love have been in situations where you felt like you were walking on clouds. You felt like this person couldn't do no wrong. They were the best of the best. But in that same love, you've also felt that that same person was the lowest person on earth. How could they do this? How could they do that? If you were fortunate to feel that way or experience some things in a relationship that took you there with love. Um, Love is an emotion. Well, let me say it different. Love is a feeling that can invoke every emotion possible from a human being. Um, I don't believe it's nothing else on earth that can do that like love. Um, Love can make you sacrifice yourself. Love can make you kill for somebody. Love can make you kill somebody. Uh, love can make you the most charitable person on the earth. Love can make you the most hateful and vengeful person on earth.
Right.
Love can help a mother lift a truck off her baby. Love can cause you to stalk and do other crazy shit.
Be outside in the bushes.
Hmm. Love is
Girl,
love
I
is that
I know you still love me.
love is that shit. You know what I mean?
You know what though?
If you had to describe love in a movie, it would be in Pulp Fiction. That shit they was carrying around in a briefcase. When they opened it up, that was the glowing thing. That was love. They were trying to transport, and everybody was trying to steal it.
I definitely think it's a rough emotion, but I do think that is such a human need. Like everybody should try to experience it once, at least once, the real shit, not the fake shit. It's a dope. It's a cool feeling. It's a vibe. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all let us know down in the comments below, man. What are the that y'all have learned from love and relationships? Put us up on some game out there, man. You know, let's learn from each other. And with that being said, Pat, what you got for us this week, my boy?
Well, let's see. Really, I got a bunch of fuckery.
Hey, let's get into it then. Hold on,
All right.
before you do that though, I did want to say this. I meant to say it at the top of the show, but man, R.I.P. Fat Man Scoop.
Oh yeah, Fat
Fat
Man
Man
Scoop.
Scoop.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the
that
cooking claim.
we had to do a crumping session today on my went hiking with the fam this morning. We had to do a crumping session when we found out he had left, man, to the Fat Man Scoop, Crooked Grind, Timberland, whatever I say, y'all gotta do. Now drop. Pick it. Yeah, that's that shit right there, man. Shout out to Fat Man Scoop, man, RP, true legend, man. Like it's one of them recognizable voices. Definitely would take a mediocre song to a whole nother level just by adding his vibe on there. He was like a New York Lil Jon. Like if you heard his voice, you just know you about to party. Like what the song is. Like it could be an R&B song, it could be a hip hop song. No matter what it is, you about to get it in. And so just shout out to him, man, and condolences to his family, man. But
In
go ahead. Now you can
in
get into
the
the
same
bullshit.
vein, in the same vein, I would also like to say rest in peace to a newer producer that I fuck with from Houston. His name is He's either known as Club God or Club Godzilla or Beat King or whatever. But he passed away like about 2 weeks ago, and yeah, he's like big as far as the club, like strip club scene in Houston, and I forgot
All
what
right.
it was that. But I'm pretty sure if y'all heard some of his songs, you would know who I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Well, condolences.
he said y'all gotta stop letting these broke niggas nut of you. That's what he said in the song. He said that one time. And I feel like we keep losing these people that give out good messages.
Boy, they dropping fast as shit, man. These folks dropping like flies, man, over the past four since we started this podcast, the amount of RIPs that have had to been done is kind of crazy. And it's like a lot of people that are kind of legendary in they field. So it's
Yeah,
just crazy, man, like that we're at that age now where like you see that in your life. Like you know what I mean? Like when you're a kid, the people that your parents be losing, you're like, yo, I don't know these folks. But we're
they.
at the age where the people we know are going.
Mhm. And he was only Fat Man Scoop was only 53, and I think Beat King he was nothing but 37 or something. He had a certain condition, I think. Beat both of them actually, but I think with with Fat Man Scoop, he had passed out during a performance, I believe, from what I heard.
Yeah, they rushed to the hospital and then he
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Uh,
Oh, I can't hear you.
I said, I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but if you can out there, man, take care of your health. Do whatever it is that the doctor tell you to do. Just take care of your health, man. Because this shit is getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, it's wicked the amount of people that we are losing, and it's health and mental health issues. Tobacco talk. I could have been something to curb it. So just love yourself. If you got some loved ones out there that's pushing that love out. But go ahead, continue with my boy.
All right. Well,
Love yourself.
Face, what you back there doing? Cooking? Yeah, I heard a bunch of pots and pans
It's
clanging.
Nah, it's this reclining chair you hear me rocking back and forth in this motherfucker. Like an old motherfucking man, getting comfortable.
Oh,
oh,
the recliner is cooking. Gotcha.
that nigga break the hinge.
Well, you know what? We might as well do it like the old days, pretty much. Episode 158.
Good, fuck away. 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 Now. Fuck away. Now. Fuck away. Fuck away. Fuck away. Now.
Here comes the bullshit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Here comes the bullshit.
Galaxy One Defender. Oh man, this is some shit that should rile up base here. Y'all heard about this Venezuelan gang in Colorado that just took over an apartment complex and
Nigga. What? I'm glad you brought that bullshit up. I'm glad you brought that bullshit up.
Brownish?
Oh yes, I've heard about this shit at home. I've heard about this shit at work. Yes, go ahead and finish so I can go ahead and chime in.
The owners called the police. The police said they can't do anything because of squatter laws, and then they're forcing the people that live there to pay them like they're the people that own the complex, and then when people move out, they just bring in more people from Venezuela and they gang in. They just moved them in, and they just took over a whole complex.
Oh, this is real. Y'all for real?
Yeah, this is real in Colorado.
Hold on. So
okay, this is my first thing.
Okay.
If they are Venezuelan illegals, how do squatter rights apply if you're an illegal anyway? Now, that's my thing. Now, I may not understand squatters' rights. I'm not an expert on law, and I may not be an expert on immigration law. But what the fuck, nigga? Blow this bitch up.
Hold on. All right, so as of today at 1:46 p.m., there's an article from Denver, Denver7.com. Says Aurora has been in the national spotlight due to unconfirmed reports of a Venezuelan gang taking over an apartment building after a video showing a group of armed men inside an apartment complex went viral. The department shared a video Friday of officers engaging with the residents of the edge at the Lowry apartment complex located at 1218 Dallas Street, one of several buildings at the center of concerns regarding alleged activity by the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, or TDA.
I'm glad you said it. I would have fucked that up.
Yeah, I don't know if I got it right. However, interim Aurora Police Chief Heather Morris said in a police-provided interview that officers found no evidence of a gang takeover. We've been talking to the residents here and learning from them to find out exactly what's going on. And there's definitely a different picture. I'm not saying there's not gang members that don't live in this community, but what we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex, Morris said. Still, Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman said the city is seeking an emergency court order to shut down apartment buildings that he claims have been overrun by the Venezuelan gang by declaring them a criminal nuisance. Kaufman said the apartments seeing gang activity are all under the same ownership and had multiple code violations and criminal activity preceding the migrant crisis. So it seems like the gang is somewhere in there, but maybe they didn't take over the whole. I don't know, but I just wanted to at least add that context so we cover.
Gang is in there, and they telling them people
Did
that
this.
they telling them people, hey, tell them there ain't no
Shut
gang.
the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. We seen enough shit of this shit before to know what the fuck this is. You know what I mean? Like we might have actually lived through this shit for real as children. We might not even known it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is like man, that shit's crazy. That is crazy.
Shit
Well,
wild as a motherfucker. Shit wild as a motherfucker that on American soil
that
that this
apart.
can happen.
Hey man, this
Y'all gonna make y'all gonna
America
make
a
face
hospital.
vote for Trump.
We built off of
Oh, I know. I was just being an asshole.
it. You know they love that shit. Don't worry. We're like, oh, that's what they need to do.
God
This
damn.
And
is my thing.
and then
This is
Trump
my thing.
about to use this shit as a thing that like bolster their platform. We told y'all we need to keep working on that wall and keep these migrants out. I told y'all.
You know the left
This
ain't
is my thing.
in the
Right.
news.
And it's historically proven that America will blow up shit on American soil to
Indeed.
quote unquote protect American values. So why don't y'all start blowing shit up again over there when you got these immigrants doing shit
They
on
got
the
a
country soil? You feel me?
Oh,
I understand you may need workers. I understand you need a new working class. You need motherfuckers to come out here for minimum wages and do whatever that you need them to do in the country to keep the country moving along because we our country that survives off the lower class working. I understand all that. But don't have motherfuckers coming over here fuck with niggas supposed to be over here. That's some different shit.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't have motherfuckers coming over here taking from us. I don't give a like this is my thing. I don't give a fuck about an immigrant. Long as you minding your immigrant business. You ain't fucking with motherfuckers supposed to be over here. You in your
Right.
own lane, you doing your immigrant thing. I don't give a fuck. But as soon as you come in here and get in my motherfucking lane or trying to take some other lane,
Oh,
that's where I have an issue with it. You feel me? I have an issue with anybody trying to stop a motherfucker from trying to put food on their family table. If you move to this country, try to give your family a better opportunity, cool. I'm down for it. Do what you do in your own lane. But don't come over here and try to take from people who are already over here struggling as it fucking is. You say that the neighborhoods have reports of high gang activity, high criminal activity. So-called, quote unquote, basically that's the motherfucking hood. So don't come to another country hood trying to take over their hood with your hood ass. No, because then you're going to have that hood getting fed up because we already got bullshit from the cops. Now we got bullshit from these motherfuckers who ain't supposed to be here. If you can't see what's going to happen, local government over there, please look in other cities and see what's happening. Because you're about to have it happen in what you say, Aurora.
oh,
You about to have some shit go on that's going to be on a national scale even more than you need it to be. You need to handle it now before you have the federal government have to step in and handle it for you.
I tell you that. It does seem like it's something going on there. It's just hard to really confirm what the true situation is on the ground in that complex. But prayers up for them folk over there because I know they going through it. Big hell hostage in your own apartment complex.
On some Nino Brown type shit. This ain't New Jack City in Colorado.
it would probably be Nuevo Juan. What?
City.
Ciudad de Nuevo
Ciudad.
Juan. It'd be it'd be City of God.
I was
It'd be-
definitely about to make a joke about that. Yeah, that is funny as hell.
Did you just say something about City of God? Oh, that was a great movie.
Oh man, that's what I couldn't say. Ciudad de Juan Nuevo Neo Juan.
The city of New John. What?
So what's Jack in Spanish? Jock. Nah, that's French, right?
French. Yeah,
That's French, motherfucker.
Oh man.
Oh, you speaking Creole now.
Oh well. All right.
This nigga speaking Creole.
It might be the weed. Speaking of weed, in New York City, Mayor Eric Adams helps to keep 4 tons of illegal weed off the streets by burning it. Yes, burning it.
What?
Yes. New York City Mayor Eric Adams manned the controls as the NYPD.
ain't weed legal in New York?
I don't know.
It's I think it still has to be through the government, like you gotta buy it from somebody.
Mm.
So if you're still having like the illegal grow operations and shit like that, and they season like if you trying to do your own still old school shit, I don't know about what their legal limits are on growing, but you still have black market dealers and black market sellers. So I'm guessing they're talking about that, and
Mm-hmm.
they're cutting down on that market to get more revenue to the actual state market. But even with that shit, if you're a local dealer, you got to have with so much money to break in and get into the legal game that motherfucker like goddamn,
Mm-hmm.
you still looking like how the fuck I'm gonna break into this shit. Like in Virginia, if you want to become you want to get in the game, it's $10,000 just for the application. You feel me?
Oh,
So your normal quote unquote cannabis plug, you for recreational, I don't know if you just gonna have 10,000 laying around just for the application fee that might not be refundable. And that's that's no guarantee for you to even be accepted or your application to be, you feel me, even looked at in a positive light.
You know how many pounds I
So
10,000?
yeah, you feel me? Like I mean, I don't know about New York, but yeah, damn. So I mean, I totally understand the mayor's outlook on that, trying to build more revenue for a city, but I also understand the other side where the non-legal sellers for recreational use are like feeling it right now. Folks, well, hey, how much you say it was? I know folks something.
It was 4 tons, which equals to
Yeah,
576 bags of cannabis products. That's what it is. And
I
they.
don't know what type of bags they talking about, but
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot. That's a lot of cannabis to be just burning.
Crack
I don't know
bags.
how they burnt it. They didn't tell
I
you how they burnt it, did they?
I don't think so. They just said
tell you
that
who was
burning
around
the
when they first
weed.
died. Shit.
Who was down the street when they were
Mm-hmm.
burning that, right?
Died.
No, they
Shit.
were
They had a hell of a block party.
Boy, that whole neighborhood was fucked
no.
Or
up.
did they just,
A
or
video.
did they just divide it up between the officers and they all burnt it
Right.
themselves?
It's a video of
They
Eric
slept for the
Adams
whole week.
picking up a bag and smelling it and then putting it down. Like, like, it's a video out there. I'm gonna find this bitch.
That's a big ass blunt.
Hey, there's a question I used to ask that seems appropriate right now if I could ask it. So I used to think back in the day, as we talk about the trade, with some of the things of the trade, Nino Brown had a good line when he was in court when he was talking about, drugs are in the neighborhood. Who we don't make the syringes, or we don't make the shit, the materials, this, that, the other. That's not made in the hood. That stuff is brought over here, sort of deal. And if you look at a certain time, one of the most common things to carry, that stuff were like Glad bags, Ziploc bags and stuff like that.
Right.
I think a huge profit that Glad used to make are from the little baggies that dealers use to divide, distribute,
That's right.
and pass these things around. You know what I'm saying? Do these manufacturers have a responsibility to the community, knowing that all of these Glad bags, or even say like a good 40% or so, is not used to make sandwiches, to keep sandwiches in? You know what I'm
Then
saying?
you got to go even deeper.
Do
You got
not.
to go even deeper to see if the bigger manufacturer even knows about those type of sales, because all they know is I have a large order going to wherever place. As far as what their uses are, they don't know. You could be ripping bags open and using them to tape them around your whole goddamn body. They just know they sold a couple boxes of bags.
And no matter
So
what,
the,
niggas need.
the responsibility will fall back to the stores, the individual stores. But even then, they're not responsible for what you choose to do with a product, because you can buy a box of crayons, and then use those as anal plugs if you choose to. But hey, no one told you to.
Yeah, but
You
look,
were supposed to color with them. So
I I agree a little bit. But look, these are big companies, right? They do their market research and know what supply and demand is, and I think some of them are very well aware of what their products are being used for, right? And who buys them. I don't know. I don't even know to give them a proper percentage, because I think for a time I want to give upwards around 30 to 35% of those baggies were used for drug paraphernalia, or to keep drugs in, or to distribute drugs. And
I
if you just see the very nominations, what they use the baggies for, they had the little ones, now they use for sauce or spices or whatever, but the very, very little ones, the very half ones that you keep an eighth in, and that sort of deal. They are very specific manufactured bags, man.
but look, this the thing. When you are you talking about the little bags or the big bags?
They got the little square ones, they got the little half ones, they got the half ones.
Now, the people who making those little bags, they know what they make. Yeah, I would agree on that. But
Absolutely.
the regular size sandwich bags, hey man, niggas need sandwiches, man. I like a good sandwich for lunch sometimes,
And niggas need weed.
and I need it to be fresh. Well, shit, if that come with it, then that's nice too. But I damn sure need the sandwich. So I don't know that I want to get rid of sandwich bag, because the sandwich gonna be nasty. What you gonna wrap it in, aluminum foil? That shit don't
But
keep the same
who's
way.
responsible for that? Who is responsible for
But
that
you,
stuff being anything against the drug trade that's being used towards the drug trade, I should say,
I'm gonna
and
tell
to
you,
promote it and distribute?
I
Who's
put it on
responsible for that shit?
the people who using it for that. Because I'm gonna tell you, dog, like it's a lot of shit that we as humans use for some bullshit, knowing it's some bullshit, and we still use it for that.
I
And
know.
the
so
manufacturer
okay.
ain't have
So
no
if we're looking for
excuse for that. They won't like, oh, let's search out this market. They made something. People was using it the right way, and then somebody was like, "Oh, I could use this for this too." So you can't get mad at the manufacturer for just seeing a spike in sales and running after it. I think the bigger issue is
Niggas want to
how
get high.
we do fuck shit.
Didn't the makers of Similac do all that? The ones that do like the baby powder and all that shit that the drug dealers be cutting this stuff with, right? Every time you go to CVS or Walgreens and stuff like that, it's behind the little glass door now. You got to ask somebody to
that's
take that
a
shit out, because
that's
the
so
drug dealers come in and
that's
take
so black
it.
motherfuckers won't steal it.
But also that's the shit that they use to refine the product.
Man, but
Okay,
also,
so
Still
for
got
that,
to buy.
why isn't baking soda? Why isn't baking soda behind a lock thing?
100%.
Everybody knows that recipe.
All right, so I know what you're saying. Where does the line stop? It's how come they're just vilifying the dudes on the corner, or the low ball dudes
Nah,
with this kind of stuff, when everybody is profiting off this shit.
as a former person who profited and made his money as a street pharmacist, I'm gonna tell you, no, it's our fault. And we shouldn't be out there doing the dumb shit. Let's just
Okay,
be like
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
they,
The responsibility of the use of the product comes from the user of the
like
product.
at the end of the day, man, there's a million guns, but I ain't never killed nobody with one. And I make that choice. The niggas who out here killing folk, that's on them. That ain't on nobody else. We got I feel like I don't want to get away from personal accountability for people who do fuck shit. like it ain't the people who get affected by it or the people who made the utensil. It's somebody tonight that got killed with a crowbar. The makers of crowbars is not responsible for that death. That's that nigga who picked up that damn crowbar and said, I'm gonna use it for this. Because other people use it to pry open boxes and open doors and get off lug nuts and other the shit that is for. This nigga was acting crazy. So that, so that
And Jason Todd died.
it was like,
And came
okay, that was that nigga that decided this shit. You not gonna like,
This nigga.
oh, that was and I mean in the universal sense of all races and creeds, just motherfuckers that be doing wild shit. Like, no, people be doing shit with stuff that ain't supposed to be doing. Nigga,
I mean,
a gerbil is a pet or a wildlife
No,
animal, and somebody put one up their ass. That is not the
no, let
main
me say this.
gerbil's fault. That's that crazy motherfucker that put a gerbil up his ass.
Now let me say this. There are companies out there that do that. And you are correct about some companies.
Put gerbils up people's ass.
But
But wait a minute.
no, not got the Germans, but put shit out, they make certain products because they know the uses of them are used certain places and they profit off of it. There are certain companies, but in the same vein as that, and when that mindset comes about, it gives people who are not accountable for their own actions to look for places to be able to put their self blame on a bigger name. They don't want to look at themselves for using that product for said things. So, well, if they didn't make it, shit, I wouldn't be able to use it. No,
Oh,
motherfucker, you would find something else because me personally, I've never bought a box of Glad bags. I can go to Walmart, get a shopping bag, cut the corners off, and use those four corners to bag up anything I need to bag up in any
Walmart
variation.
might make that bag for that. That was
You,
supposed to
you know,
be holding your
you,
produce.
so whatever a person's mindset is, if you can think it, you can do it.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you haven't seen the ingenious of somebody who's been locked up, look at all the genius motherfucking shit prisoners invent with barely any fucking supplies. They can make a lighter with a piece of paper and two fucking A batteries. Motherfucker, that's ingenious. But I can't blame the motherfucker who made batteries and paper for these niggas doing crazy shit with it. So the accountability has to fall on the person at some point in time. But we do have to see out these companies who are profiting from things they know about as well.
All right. So I would ask this. We know we got to get accountability to the person that's using the shit wrong. But the company, what is the answer then? Do you tell them stop making that product completely? And then the people who was using that product for the shit it was made for, now they don't have a source for that product.
That company is not gonna stop. If they making a certain amount of profit from it and they ain't getting no kind of lawsuit or anything like that, and they can't prove in a lawsuit that it's directed toward that these type of sales in the street are connected to what that product is, that product is gonna keep going. Like that just is.
Glad bags ain't never gonna stop making glad bags.
Yeah,
Them
because
flat top bags is always gonna come the fuck out.
Yep.
Niggas is always gonna make spoons, lighters, syringes, leather cases, them little rope, rubber tube shit. All that shit niggas use to get high. Niggas is always gonna make. Niggas niggas run out of pipe and hollow out an apple and use that as a pipe. They ain't gonna stop selling apples out this motherfucker. Shit.
The rubber tube shit is crazy work. That is hilarious. The
I
rubber.
mean,
that,
but if we ever were to believe that there was a war on drugs and whatnot, it should be a war on all fronts, right? Not just attacking the users or whatever they used to do and still do, for that matter. If they were really serious about it, I think these things are worth taking a look at on all fronts. As soon as these big companies share some of the responsibility, things would also change.
man,
I
listen,
believe.
I want to tell you this. There ain't no attack on the war. The only attack you can do on the war on drugs is to legalize all drugs and then allow treatment for those who won't help. Because even if you were to like somehow snap your fingers like Thanos and get rid of all drugs in the world. It's gonna be people out here spinning around in circles to make themselves dizzy and feel like they mind off. It's something in human nature that makes us want to feel different or have a different experience and feel elevated or feel outside
Cause
of our.
all animals get high.
It's
Bears get high too.
literally the reason little kids will sit there and spin around in circles for like if you let them an hour. I've watched classes of little pre-K kids just be spinning around in circles for no reason, and just to feel that. So like it's
I hear
something.
that.
It's something about humans that make it so like no matter what, humans are gonna find a way. Like before there were drugs, and pharmaceuticals,
They
crack,
make themselves a high nigga pie.
people was licking frogs, tribes were smoking different plants, people were rubbing different things on their skin to get an alternate effect. People were making teas to drink that would get them fucked up. Like it's something, and this is ancient times before modern times, before we have our modern terms of drugs. So like it's something in humans that wants to feel crazy. Now, whether or not you become addicts or not, that's more of the new drug thing that has those extra things that make you addicted or make your body now need those things as opposed to the past. But people have been doing this for years, like thousands and thousands of years. So it's like, what do you do? Like at the end of the day, people who want to get fucked up gonna do it. They're gonna find a way to do it. People who don't,
Yeah.
don't. So it's not really. I think the biggest failure of the war on drugs is that it's attacking the thing instead of just looking like this is what people gonna do. Instead of that, how do we maximize the amount of money that is generated from this trade that goes back into the community? How do we also allow for the treatment of people who want to stop using this thing and give them an option? And in countries that have that more benign approach, you find that their addiction rates are a little lower and they seem to have less crime based around drugs because it's not criminalized. It's not like instead of attacking the people that are doing it or selling it, they just treat the people. Like you look at Switzerland and all these other countries that's like they don't have these same crime rates, and a lot of it is because of they don't have the same need for the drug addict to be like out here going crazy for it. Like it's just readily available and it's probably cheaper because of the fact it's legal. I don't gotta put an extra tax on it because I gotta bring it in. No, I'm good to sell it. You good to smoke it. So I think a lot of the way America treats things is everything is a militaristic approach of like we're gonna attack it. But some things you can't win against. It's just inevitable that these things are there, and then it's more about dealing with it.
Thanos out this bitch.
Yeah, it's inevitable. You got to deal with it in the best way that actually allows for the maximum positive gain. And out of every option I've seen, to me, if you legalize all the drugs, you let people do what they can do, and you let them make their individual choices, but you give them really good treatment. Because now, if you legalize it, you have ways to tax it. You can get more money generated. And between marijuana, cocaine, and heroin alone, you're gonna make a bank as a government for your local government, which then allows you to invest more in treatment facilities, rehab, um, places to give people mental health, places to make sure people are using safe items so the disease rate goes down in these communities. Like you can then invest more money in the houses for people, sober houses for people who want it, who are in that in between state. Like you can do more stuff.
You can build a heroin house where you can
Yeah,
have all your junkies come all at all one time, and they can clock in and go get doped up and sit there and
Not what
be
is.
doped.
I do not endorse that message, but I guess that's an option.
Hell no, I don't endorse that dopey shit. But hey, it would bring revenue.
yeah.
It would.
They
I
would
mean,
have a safe. They would have a one safe environment to do their dopey shit in. You don't have to worry about dope heads everywhere. They just be in the dope building.
that,
You know to avoid the dope house. Like, what's that building right there? Oh, that's the dope house. We
back,
avoid that building.
you want them to bring back opium dens like it's 1867.
I
Yeah,
put
can't
this
do it.
video. Tess.
Yeah,
I put this video up here.
put
So
it
y'all
in
can
the
see.
Like this.
Like this.
What's this one?
Are you about to show a video of some dopey?
I don't know that.
Get those dope.
You about to show Kensington Street?
Nah,
You-
it's it's Mr. Mayor Adams here.
Kizzy.
Mayor
Hey,
Adams.
Faith, you're probably gonna like that track from Nate Dogg. It's called "Leave It Alone." I think it's been unreleased. It's probably safe.
What?
Gang banging.
Produced by Dr. Dre. It says exactly what you said in the song.
You talk about Smokey Robinson? Yeah, that's Smokey song.
How you talking about Smokey Robinson?
He got a song called Gang Banging. He's rapping in it or something.
Nah.
Yes, he does.
Nah.
Gang banging.
Go find that shit too, and I'm gonna put that up there.
All right, so what is this that we watch? Okay,
Remember I said Eric Adams was right there where they were burning it up, and he grabbed the bag and sniffed the shit. This is him grabbing the bag and sniffing the shit. He put it away.
Your flood.
Oh, they have
Yes,
oh,
it's scarcity in Europe. You took out a contract with yourself.
That thing, Rain.
this is a whole different movie.
Oh,
You missed it, man.
he did it so fast.
It's like 4 seconds long. There it is.
I like how they put that music behind it every single time. They put the music behind anything.
Damn, this
Some good shit here.
Shit right here, boy. They got that fire. They got that za.
We gonna burn all this shit.
Oh, yeah, boy. They got that pack.
It's like peel a little bit off.
Y'all make,
Half baked.
y'all make sure y'all bring a little bit to the mansion, please.
Boy, could have been smelling that shit like, this didn't me. Burn this shit.
He said that was that swag.
I got that good shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We also had last call who wanted Face to hear this song by Nate Dogg.
No.
YouTube is going to mute it or delete it or whatever I need to do later. So just know that you don't have to, go through the. Yeah.
The only reason I think they won't is because it's an unreleased track. Nobody really owns it.
Well, I'm putting that Smokey Robinson song in the private chat.
Gang banging.
I got
Y'all can
I
hear
got to hear this Smokey Robinson.
Smokey
Hear
Robinson.
this shit.
What the fuck is he listening to Smokey Robinson for?
'Cause they
All right, so this is for you.
Smokey was a cokehead back in the day, though.
Everybody
He was.
Yeah, back in the day. Yep.
Maybe I should just pack my shit and just move along.
Why don't we just try to discuss what happened to us? We'll leave it alone.
And I swear that I can't understand why. Sometimes you like leaving, and sometimes for no
I
reason.
missed the main part, but
One of them tracks. This one of them breakup tracks. Fuck on. I got it. Face, add that to your playlist.
Oh yeah, I'll fuck with it.
Sound like Nate Dogg was listening to your rants.
yeah, for
You
real,
know.
like everything he said, he said that in a verse.
You and
Great
Nate.
mind, think alike.
All right, Pat.
Great mind, think alike.
This Smokey Robinson bullshit is about to have me on. Oh,
This is bullshit. I gotta hear this.
I know this is about to be.
Gang
Bass
banging.
was singing this earlier.
Hell no.
Like,
He's
fuck
was
outta
singing
here.
this shit earlier.
Gang banging.
Ignorant
It's
as
a
hell.
real
I know
song.
like this ignorant shit. Real don't mean say ignorant. This shit about
Did you see Smokey on? He was on Def Comedy Jam some years ago. He did, or Def Poetry.
This was before
Yep.
that, like the 80s.
This was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Late 80s,
Gang
early
bang.
90s.
What?
Maybe early 90s. Probably got the dread in it.
Tell him so, Smokey.
why
Come
is
on.
hold on,
He's
fuck off.
tagging.
Why is Smokey out here with a goddamn hoodie?
He's
Come
gang
on, man. Let
banging,
Smokey
yo.
talk to you, man. Let Smokey
Yeah,
talk to
man.
you real quick, man. Come on, let
Smokey.
Smokey talk to you. He about to
That
get in his bag real quick, man.
nigga look like Lil Bibby.
Man, you better let him get in his bag real quick, man.
That
Gang
can't believe
banging.
That is Lil Bibby and Obama jeans. What the fuck is going on here?
Gang banging.
Wasting your time.
Come on,
exactly.
come on. Drinking that wine.
Ah,
Drinking that wine.
This is exactly what I expect a grandparent to come up with if they had some studio time.
Banging.
He got
Teach
the
their
Obama
grandkids.
pants.
drinking that wine. Nigga, shut up. Get
He
the
got
fuck
the
out.
Obama. He got Obama
Gang banging.
I'd like to bet that the next word is dime that he's gonna rhyme with. Anybody want to make a bet?
Smoking that smoke.
Oh, you done.
Doing that coke.
Oh my god.
That dope.
Doing that door.
Oh, wait. Or
Doing that coke. Doing that door.
In the Jeeper.
we watching, yo. What is
Giving up
Who's that white guy?
gang banging.
Banging. Come on. Gang banging.
Look like game.
Gang banging.
They all look like executives.
Yeah.
Gang banging.
They just do with the receding hairline, the very big forehead, and
this
like
nigga had the camera crew dress up in big P's and Obama jeans and come out here with no
His
gang.
hairline was
If
jacked.
you don't get these old ass 40-year-old gangsters out, man, fuck out of here.
Gang banging.
these still my streets.
Giving up hope, doing that dope.
Dope. Sniffing that coke.
You
Giving
guys
up
are even like 30
hope.
seconds in.
Gang banging.
You gotta
You
say
need to see the
smoke. His
Pope.
name is Smokey.
End of the rope.
Yo, like it is nursery
This was the
rhyme.
beginning of gangster rap.
Right
This was the beginning of gangster rap. Come on. Gang banging. What the hell is he looking at?
Yo, that boy, you took the man. Who is he looking at? What is over
Looking at
there?
This
the Ope.
fucking Smokey look.
Nigga, look,
He looking at some real nigga gangbang.
are they about to roll up on it right now? Is it about to go down?
Staying up late.
Yeah, face.
What's gonna
Hold up,
rhyme with
man.
late? Wait. What's gonna rhyme with late? What's he gonna rhyme with late?
He did the move.
No, what shit.
He did the move.
One of his
He
grandkids.
did,
One of his
he
grandkids.
did the R&B move. He did the R&B move.
Gang banging.
He did the R&B move.
Staying up
There you go. There you go.
Having a conversation, man.
Make sure you know I'm an R&B y'all with the class.
Reaching that page.
Oh, hate.
Oh my
God. Killing your brother.
That nigga ain't your brother.
Yo, man.
You can tell when this came out. That
Smokey.
nigga riding damn Hummer.
Killing in waves. Filling up graves.
It don't look like that.
Is that Arlington Cemetery?
Gang banging.
He only saw him one time.
Gang banging.
That actually looks pretty nice, and actually looks pretty
Not for this video.
to all my elderly upper statesmen that have come before us that are legends in their respective field. Don't do this shit. Don't do no pandemic.
Hey, Pat.
This
Hey,
is
Pat. I got an idea.
like this
I got an idea, my nigga.
crazy.
I say you go on America Got Talent and you sing this shit
I do it.
in the same outfit though.
Same fucking outfit.
They got my man load.
Really niche.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Gang banging.
that happened.
Pat, don't you send me no link for no bullshit like that, man.
Staying out late with
They
your date. They trying to hate on your day. Gang banging.
And that was a good fuckery.
That is like a Sesame Street
Episode 158.
clip.
That
that
was the first gangster rap.
was the worst anti-gang song or rallying cry ever. Like, if you look, man, that nigga made gang. It's a midlife crisis thing. Like, all them dudes had hairlines way back here and shit. Like,
They was
Roast back.
gang banging.
I ain't never seen no.
Gang banging.
This nigga had the key grip, the first whatever, the first production assistant, and three of his homeboys from the bingo hall come on out and put on some big shirts and come on,
We're
y'all,
gonna make this video.
pass these fake joints around and put this fake clip in this gun for me. And we gonna take gang
Rumor has it.
and we
Rumor
gonna all
has it that was a dare from his grandson. His grandson dared him like, Grandpa, you can't rap. I know you can't. I dare you. He was like, watch this. Gang banging. Gang banging. And it went gold.
oh no. People was actually like rap.
I wonder what sold more copies. Gang banging or some of MC Hammer shit, later shit.
Oh, Hammer shit. He was actually liked for a little while.
Nigga went diamond.
You never know. That gang banging could have been big in the elderly community.
Yo,
Gang banging.
niggas
Yeah,
going
Gang banging.
See, you're singing it. You singing it though.
Hey, but let me.
He been singing it. That's why I brought it
You
up.
know, you
Y'all-
imagine how many grandparents bought they for their grandkids for Christmas. I got you this new rap album. Gang banging.
Can you imagine if now grandparents is in the nursing home at a sock hop dancing to this shit? Like
Gang banging.
they get up, get their walkers moving. Like, oh shit, now gang banging, giving up hope, smoking that dope.
I'm gonna tell my come on play that for my kids and tell them that's gangster rap. I can't wait to get old and have grandkids. I'm gonna show that to my great grandkids. Like this shit is it.
Niggas smoking weed ain't
Listen, the Mighty Queen. Oh,
Greatest fucking movie ever made. God damn it! Yes, I'm glad you brought up the Mighty Quinn this week because I know I couldn't bring. I keep bringing it up every episode, but I'm glad you brought it up this week. The Mighty Quinn, man, that's one of Denzel's best motherfucking roles, man.
All right,
damn right.
Our show for this week. Man.
Gang banging, gang banging.
We learned today. We've learned that
That's gonna be the soundtrack for Pinky new movie. Gang banging, gang banging. Ah shit.
what did we learn today? We learned that Umar DL into a corner. Also, we want love in the comments down below. We also learned that at some point in time, Fogel Robinson got constipated and made a video about gang. And
Oh shit, y'all niggas gonna be singing that shit tonight.
I
Gang
am.
banging.
I'm gonna be looking up this link. Like, damn, Smokey.
So yeah, that's been our show for this week. If you like it,
Gang banging.
sure you like, comment, share. If you want to support financially, how you do it, just look at the information below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you don't be like that. Also, if you want to give us money and get some back in return, please, how can they do
You can go to the store, hit the link on one of our web pages or the bottom of this podcast or some of our other content. Hit the link, our trade clothing. Yeah, the only place you gonna find any part of this podcast merchandise, the only place you gonna find any AC83, otherwise known as our trade clothing merchandise. We got hats, we got shoes, we got pants, socks, slippers, all that good shit that you can put on your body if you want to rep your favorite podcast. Or if you just want to rep some new shit that nobody else got that you're going to look fly in. Hey, check it out. Even by going to the webpage, you get at least 20% off of your first purchase. 20% off your first purchase just by going to the webpage. Hey, you can't beat that. You can't get 20% off by walking into Walmart, can you? Hell no. Target ain't going to give you 20% off by just going to the website. Hell no. But our trade will. Check us out.
Indeed, man. Just Google our trade clothing. Real easy.
Gang
Oh my God. I'm gonna hate you guys for making me sing this song.
If you or you just want to stay off with us and carry on conversations throughout the week, send us topics, etc. Pat, how can people get in touch with you?
First, stop gangbanging and put up an at sign. THEPODNAS. That's at sign THEPODNAS.
Doing that though. This is the rest of the night. He gonna wake up with gang banging.
Any of our social media.
Doing that go.
Twitter, that's the Twitch.
Gang banging.
Gang banging.
We need to go out to that
Now
video.
all I can imagine is a porno with that in the background now. Gang banging. Gang banging.
Pat,
That's it. That's the ending credit. Gang banging.
That was a little bit of the thriller dance, man. That little
the credits going off on the movie. Gang banging.
Just look up the partners and you'll see all of my stuff, man. And I've been along.
Oh shit! Oh yeah. Oh shit! Oh man, this facing the place, man. Facing the motherfucking place. Gang banging. Gang banging. Ooh.
Last call had a ball. Is
I need everybody to go look at Smoker video. Give us some more views on this shit, man.
clap your hands to it.
We need to make this track go platinum. We need to make this track go platinum.
Drake.
Y'all have a good week. And fuck smoking.
Doing that